Welcome to another episode of Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside my co-host Eli Atwood. And before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. Now, last night we had a Thursday night football game up in Buffalo between two AFC East opponents.
Yeah, Bills going in to defeat the Dolphins 31-21 there on Thursday Night Football. Great showing from Josh Allen. I think he set the record for the youngest player to hit 300 touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken. Tua, though, struggling again. What do you think, Preston?
I mean, this has to be indictment on Mike McDaniel as a coach. Going 0-3, this is the first time it's happened under his tenure. We're hearing he's on the hot seat, but when is he going to get fired? I mean, luckily they didn't get blown out, but you got another game in 11 days from yesterday against the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. It's going to be it's going to be tough to see whether McDaniel survives that game.
Yeah, I mean, losing to the Jets would obviously be a bad result for any coach.
Yeah, I think they're 0-2 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And
but
then
the Jets have kind of shown some flashes, so we'll see.
well, this week they're without their quarterback Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor starting for them this Sunday against the Bucks.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. We'll turn on to Buffalo, 3-0 start. Josh Allen getting them going. Are the Bills the favorites to win the Super Bowl?
I mean, they could be, they're definitely one of the more enjoyable teams to watch, I'd say.
I think so too. Josh Allen, like you said, 300 passing touchdowns. Is that right? Or,
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure if it's passing touchdowns or anytime touchdown.
but still, he's shown that he's a solid player. Definitely, contention to be the MVP for the second time in a row. But
Yeah, for sure. Strong start.
what I saw from what I saw from the Bills' remaining schedules that they're favoring every single one of their games, including the AFC Championship rematch against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have kind of had a struggle here to start the season. Haven't quite looked the same as they usually do.
And they're struggling for sure, but we'll see if they can win against the Giants coming up.
Yeah, I think they should turn around a little bit. They obviously had a kind of tough schedule to start the year there, but still.
Did look at this stat that the Chiefs have never beaten the Giants away in their history.
Oh, wow. So we'll see if that streak get broke here.
I think it can.
I'd say for sure.
And then moving on to the Bears game preview against the Dallas Cowboys. What are you looking for from us in that game?
I mean, the Bears just need to be able to execute on both sides of the ball. Sometimes, the offense has a good drive. Sometimes the defense holds up. But the problem is you can't just do that one drive. You got to do that for the whole game. And that I feel like has been the biggest weakness here. So who's going to win that battle?
I think that this will be a high scoring game for sure. I think both defenses are terrible this season, especially for us since Jalen Johnson now out indefinitely with that groin injury. It's the next man up mentality for sure for those for us.
Yeah, for sure. Defense has a big hit without him.
And then for Caleb Williams, I always say we need to be patient with him because even though he's not a superstar, he can't be a hero every play.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem is you got to balance that.
Then you sent me a stat last night. Let me read it to make sure about the Bears running game.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Here it is. Bears are number one in run block win rate, yet last in EPA per rush.
Yeah, I mean, that just proves the running backs are the problem. It's not an offensive line issue. I mean, you could maybe say it's a scheme issue, but I wouldn't even say that. I mean, if you're winning, you should be winning the runs, you know?
To me, the problem with that is you see DeAndre Swift in 90% of the plays. You don't get Monangai or Roshan Johnson shuffled into the mix. Even though Roshan missed the first week, he was active the second week, but didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think part of that is that he wasn't fully healthy still, even though they said he was active, you know? I think it was like if Swift gets hurt type of
Yeah.
situation. I mean, after last week with all the injuries and everything, I definitely think we shouldn't be pushing people out too early.
What about Kyle Monangai on the field? He should
He
be
was also hurt.
uh
Yeah, he wasn't out at all, but he was hurt before the season started.
on DeAndre
So
Swift.
I think that's kind of what we've been seeing.
He's definitely he can't be the number one back every play. I mean, you gotta rotate
Yeah, for
him.
sure.
That means bringing in another running back via trade. I think that'll help our running game and help Caleb Williams out more.
Yeah, I agree. I think we could use a running back.
Then I saw this stat of why Colston Loveland hasn't been getting as many touches as he should be. And what I saw was
Okay.
Caleb Williams hasn't been finding him open. He's been open, he just can't look for him.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, part of that could be, with him being a rookie, Williams doesn't really have that chemistry with him. But at the same time, I mean, you do see some other first year guys who he does have chemistry with, like Zacchaeus and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I'm not sure what the deal is.
From what I saw is that when he was at USC working with the tight end position, they were usually blocking. You didn't really see them out receiving that much, but and that's why it led to Cole Kmet's struggles last year, where he wasn't as effective because Caleb wasn't looking for him as much.
Yeah, it's something we need to get over, though.
For sure. If if the tight end positions, if the tight ends are getting open, I think that you got to look for him instead of just looking at your first, second receivers. I mean, his targets to Roma Dunze have been improving, which is good, but we need to incorporate the tight end position a little more.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem is we need to incorporate everything. I mean, the
Yes.
only guy who's really getting the targets he should be getting is Odunze. I mean, we need to be able to get the ball out and actually make plays.
Even if it's to a check down guy, use a tight end like that. And then moving on to the
Yeah.
Cowboys side of things, Matt Eberflus, our former coach, returns to Chicago. How do you think that's going to go for him?
Kind of a rocky exit there.
Hmm.
So I don't think he's going to be getting much praise, I would
Oh,
say. But we'll see. He knows Caleb Williams' tendencies. We'll see if that has any impact.
well, we saw last week when Ben Johnson returned to Detroit, even though under different circumstances, he still got rocked. I'm hoping Caleb goes out there, carves up his defense, and leads us to a win.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then the Cowboys last
That's
week,
another thing to be said.
what was
Since
it?
Caleb already knows his scheme.
Hmm. Especially running against him in practice all those years,
Yeah.
or that 1 year,
Yeah.
you still,
Half a year.
yeah, 14 weeks. And then the Cowboys, they won a close game. Brandon Aubrey basically bailing them out at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You can't rely on him that much in the game.
Yeah, but it's nice to be able to.
Yeah. That's going to be the key for the Bears defense is to keep them on the other side of the field and not make Brandon Aubrey a factor in the game. So I think he's the best kicker in the league so far. And then
Yeah,
move,
for sure.
and then moving on to our NFL game of the week, the Rams and Eagles in Philadelphia, rematch of the game last year in the playoffs where the Eagles beat them in the snow. Obviously, the Eagles conversation has been surrounding the tush push. What are your thoughts on the tush push? Should it be banned? Should it not?
I'm kind of indifferent about it. I don't really care if they ban it, but at the same time, I don't think it's the end of the world that they do it. I understand there is that like slight player risk, but I feel like it's not that much more than like there's other plays that are worse, honestly. So I think a lot of people just want it banned for the competitive advantage, you know?
For me, I'm not in favor of banning it, but what I am in favor of is officiating it tighter. You saw last week where there were a couple of false starts that weren't called, and they should definitely be looking at that on looking at the offensive line a little more closely on those type of plays. If anyone flinches,
Yeah.
then the Rams are 2-0 to start, beat two AFC South opponents. Their first game of the NFC this season against the Eagles. I mean, two pretty easy opponents. I think they're now both 0-2. This is their first real test of the season. How do you see it going for them?
I mean, I think they have a shot. I still think I'd give the Eagles the win here, but the Rams are kind of a up and coming team, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And Devontae Adams getting involved in the game plan more. Matthew Stafford seems to be doing well at 37 years old. Back issue not really impacting him as much, but I mean, you're going on the road against the Eagles at 1 o'clock Eastern time, 10 a.m. their time. Now, they did play the Titans. I don't know if they went back to LA or stayed on the East Coast for that Eagles game, but still, it's going to be a tough adjustment when you're playing at 10 a.m. your time.
Yeah, for sure. Not easy.
And then I saw the stat for Jalen Hurts is that he's the only starting quarterback that hasn't thrown a touchdown pass all season. I'm granted most of the touchdowns have been tush pushes, but what do you think that the reason is for, besides a tush push, for Jalen Hurts not getting a touchdown pass?
I mean, that's just who Jalen Hurts is. He's not a great thrower. He runs a lot. I mean, dual threat quarterback. He's gonna win no matter how he has to do it. And so far, it's had to be with his legs.
In the first 2 weeks of the season, that's for sure. I mean, you have to get AJ Brown and Devontae Smith more in the game plan instead of on the ground with Saquon Barkley, which Saquon's been doing well. No Madden curse that much for him,
Yeah, he's had a solid start still.
for sure. Then moving on to baseball. Clayton Kershaw announced yesterday that he is retiring from Major League Baseball. Over 3,000 strikeouts, 11-time All-Star, three-time Cy Young winner, and an MVP in 2014. How are you going to remember his career?
You know, he's definitely been one of the better pitchers of the past few years, I'd say. I mean, more than a few years, decade or so,
I'm for
even
sure
more than a decade.
dominant throughout the 2010s. Won a World Series and two World Series. Even though he's had postseason struggles, his regular season stats are make him one of the best pitchers of all time. Definitely one of the best pitchers throughout the 2010s. I think that for sure, first ballot Hall of Famer. It's going to be sad to see Kershaw's career end, but he had a good one.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's time. It's a good long career. Can't really complain too much.
I believe he's either 40 or approaching 40.
Yeah, I think he is. He's up there. He's one of the older players in the league.
Only 37. Wow.
37. Yeah.
I mean, he's lost some of it over the past few years, and yeah, it's definitely time for him to retire. I mean, he's not Verlander.
Yeah.
He's on a hot streak right now in his early 40s. I believe he's 41.
Yeah, I think so. 41, 42. He's definitely above 40 though.
But yeah, you can't have it forever. I think his last start at home is sometime over the next few weeks or the next couple weeks before the end of the season.
Yeah.
But oh no, it's tonight. His last home start against the
Oh wow.
San Francisco Giants, his longtime rival.
Well, that's a good way to end it out.
We'll see if he wins that start tonight. And then moving on to college football, our game of the week, where game day should have gone, is Illinois and Indiana from Bloomington. Now, Illinois, they had their highest ranking since 2001. What do you think they're going to do going on the road?
Yeah, Illinois has definitely had a strong start to the year. They look pretty good in all their games. But also Indiana too, 2, 3, and no teams coming into fight here, I think, right?
Yep. And this is the conference opener for both teams. I mean, Indiana, their schedule was pretty weak, beating Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State.
Yeah, the typical Indiana way as we saw last year.
Those three teams, most of them in the group of five, one of them in FCS, even though Kennesaw State was in the FCS just 3 years ago. But for Illinois, they've had some good opponents. They went to Duke, beat them 45-19 back in week two, and then shut out Western Michigan 38-0, Western Illinois 52-3. And this is their bigger game, but I think Illinois has had a tougher test going to Duke.
Yeah, for sure. I think Duke would be a slightly better team to beat.
I mean, they're by far the better team of any of the teams that Indiana's played this season.
Yeah.
But then going to our college football picks, we'll pick this one first. Who do you got?
I think I'm going to take Illinois here. Like you said, Indiana hasn't really played any competition. It's just a little too risky to go all in on them.
I agree with you. I'm going to take Illinois on the road here, and then we'll go through the rest of the slate. Texas Tech and Utah for big noon kickoff. Who you got there?
I've got Texas Tech coming into Utah. I think they're going to get the slight upset victory here, but coming away with it.
That's a good pick. Texas going on the road at Utah, but I'm picking the home team, the Utah Utes. That crowd's going to be buzzing with the Big 12, Big Noon crew going there. But even though it's a 10 a.m. local time start, I'm still taking the Utes of Utah. And now a big game for a group of five team, the Memphis Tigers hosting Arkansas. Who you got there?
Yeah, I thought this might be a little bit of a trap game for Arkansas going away to Memphis, but I still think I'm taking the SEC school here. Give me Arkansas.
Not so fast. I got Memphis in this one. They're off to a 3-0 start. This is their last non-conference game. Give me the Tigers. And then moving
Bold
on
prediction
to
there.
a DFW Bowl, SMU going out to Fort Worth to take on TCU. Who you got there?
Yeah, I mean, SMU, they've got a loss on the year already. Haven't quite looked like the team we saw last year. I'm taking TCU at home here.
I think SMU still has some fight in them. I think that a big rivalry game, you throw everything out the window. Give me SMU. And now Michigan taking on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And I think both teams' first Big Ten game. Who you got?
Michigan, number one, 21 team here coming in. But Nebraska, they're at home, 3-0. They've got off-brand Patrick Mahomes, and they're going to get this win.
Ah, seems like it's opposite day, but I'm going Michigan to win a close game on the road. And then we go over to the Research Triangle area of North Carolina. NC State traveling 10 miles up the road to Duke. Who you got?
And this one, I think I'm going to go with NC State. Duke hasn't looked too great this year. Like you said, the loss to Illinois earlier in the year. Not great.
Yeah, Duke's not looking good under Manny Diaz's team, but I'm going to take the NC State Wolfpack on the road. Then down at South Beach, where College Game Day is going to, Florida taking on Miami. Who you got?
Yeah, I think this is the easiest selection of the night. Give me Miami. We saw USF beat Florida and then get rocked by Miami. I think that's all you need to see.
And Miami's 3-0. Florida didn't look great last week against LSU on the road, but something's telling me Billy Napier's back is against the wall. DJ Lagway's back is against the wall. I think they'll come into South Beach and prove something. Give me the Florida Gators.
Crazy pick there.
And then a Big 12 battle in Waco between Arizona State and Baylor. Who you got there?
Yeah, Arizona State, Baylor Bears. Baylor's at home. Give me Baylor.
Yeah, I'm taking Baylor too. Then BYU traveling to Eastern Carolina to take on the East Carolina Pirates. Who you got there?
As much as I wanted to take the home team here and think East Carolina had a shot, I just don't think it's happening. I'm taking BYU.
I'm taking BYU too. They are definitely the better team there. And now the game that we are here for and where we're going tomorrow. Bill Belichick in North Carolina traveling to the Bounce House in Orlando, Florida to take on the UCF Knights. Who you got here?
I mean, I don't think this one's even a question. I'm taking UCF through and through. At home, the crowd's going to be crazy. You got Scott Frost coming in for undefeated, I think, for the last 19 games or something with UCF. He's not going to get defeated here. He's keeping that streak alive. Let's go, UCF.
A big game on the campus of UCF when we're walking through Memory Mall tailgating. We are going to be cooking up some Tar Heels. Give me the Knights! Go Knights!
Charge on.
We're winning this game. And with those picks in, we thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the football week, and everybody, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video. This is Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside Eli Atwood. Thank you guys for watching.